Hi, and welcome to the Sun Talk Daily podcast. Myself, Jon Gaunt. Today, we were talking about Chris Witter. He set up this Facebook group where he's naming and shaming paedophiles. He's got 6,000 pictures and names at the moment. Some people say this shouldn't be allowed, including Deirdre Sanders, our agony aunt. And, of course, Chris would reply, well, we haven't got a Sarah's Law. Remarkable reaction on the phones and on the emails. And then Nigel from Doncaster, a convicted sex offender, phoned in and tried to justify what he did. Went to prison for 15 months for downloading child pornography. You have got to listen to this podcast. Some people said that after the interview they felt dirty. Listen to it, let it challenge you, and let me know what you think. Send me an email to gaunty@suntalk.co.uk. And don't forget, you can listen to Sun Talk every single day of the week, Monday to Friday, 10 till 1 at www.suntalk.co.uk. Delighted to say that Chris Whitwer joins me now. Hiya, Chris.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Good morning. Very well, my friend. And let me first of all start off by saying I believe we need a full Sarah's Law in this country. And in the absence of one, I applaud everything you're doing, my friend. But tell me why? What drove you to do it?
Okay, originally I was a landlord of a pub, and one of my customers came in and he got convicted of being a child molester. So I basically just showed him, I showed him on Facebook, showed his face, and it kind of snowballed from there, really,
So it was a customer in your boozer. You suddenly found out he'd been convicted of, was it child sex offences or was it something else?
Child sex offences,
Okay, and you thought, I don't want this kind of person in my boozer and I don't particularly want him around my kids.
Yeah, that's exactly, you know. The only sure fact we've got in this world at the moment is the protection of our children. And the children around us as well, who are being abused right now.
Are you a father yourself?
No, I'm not. No, I had 2 stepkids, though,
Okay, so you decided to do this. Some people are calling you a cyber vigilante. What do you make of that?
Well, actually, the Sun labelled me a vigilante, and as I understand it, the word vigilante means somebody who actually goes out to find people and to do the justice with them. I'm not actually doing that. My whole aim of setting up this group is to show people around them. Let me just run a few stats by you right now.
Now, hold on. I want to hear those stats in a minute, but do you not accept by putting up the names and faces of these people, other people, and I don't condone vigilantism either, could go around and give them a kick in or burn their houses down? Is there not a danger in what you're doing? That's all I'm asking, Chris.
All my information is accessible on the internet anyway.
Okay, explain to me how you got that information together. Then I want to go on to the stats. How do you know that every one of those 6,000 is definitely the right face, the right person, and the right conviction?
Okay, I've got access to the Sex Offenders Register for one.
How did you find that?
I stumbled upon it. I can't really go into too much depth with that.
Fair enough. Go on.
But also, I've got all access to court records of all the major courts in the land. So I can check all the convictions that way, and I get all the press releases as well. Okay. It's all cross-checked, every single one on there.
So you believe that every single person you've posted on your Facebook site is a convicted sex offender?
I don't believe it. I know it. Yeah.
Okay. Give me the stats.
Okay. Each year in the UK, 5 to 9 children are being abducted and killed. This is just in the UK. Each day, on average, there's 10 sexual attacks on children. 64% of all convicted reoffend 4 or more times after their first conviction. The Home Office figures alone show 110,000 convicted in this country. Only 9,000 of those 110,000 convicted are on the Sex Offenders Register.
And as far as you're concerned, we have an absolute right to know, do we?
Well, that means there's 100,000 living in our communities, and we don't have the right to know who they are or where they are.
Now, is your Facebook group at the moment down, or is it still up?
No, I'm back up now.
Okay, give people the address.
Just basically contact me, It's Chris Whitwer, Wittwer.
Okay.
And I'll point you in all the right directions.
So your Facebook group with the names of these people is up there at the moment?
Yeah, currently I'm running 44 groups covering the whole of the UK. Every single county in the UK is now up and running.
Okay, now explain to me, you believe that Facebook had started to suspend your account. Facebook, of course, say it was because you were inviting too many friends. I know that can happen, that they can suspend you for a few hours if that goes on. Do you accept that, or do you think they've decided that yours is not the kind of group they want on there?
No, I mean, they're actually using the excuse. One of your Sun reporters actually did all the groundwork for me yesterday. I'm not adding no friends. I'm adding friends, yes, but I'm not requesting the friends.
Okay.
That's what their problem is.
So you believe Facebook are not telling the whole truth?
No, I think Facebook are very corrupt.
Corrupt?
It's an organisation that isn't totally set up right.
That's a serious allegation. Are you suggesting that they should have more controls themselves? Because there's been so many stories, not just in The Sun, but in other tabloid newspapers, where perverts or convicts are actually using Facebook. And somehow Facebook, some people would say, should take more responsibility. What's your view?
Well, I'm actually tracking about 120 paedophiles on Facebook at the moment.
Who are actually operating on there?
That are active on Facebook. I'm actually tracking them now. And they've been given me by names from people that have been molested or whatever,
Is there not a danger, though, that people could link to your site and give you names of people who aren't pedos just out of some kind of vengeance, if you follow what I'm saying?
Of course it is, and I have had that. But that's why I cross-check every single person, every single name that's given to me.
Right, OK. So what's the bottom line, then, on all this? You're going to continue to post?
Oh, 100%. I've got another 8,000 ready to go on.
How many people? And 8,000 more perverts to put on there?
Yeah.
OK, so that'll be 14,000. How many members have you got on your Facebook group at the moment?
I think it's up to about 52,000 now on all 44 groups.
I've just been told by my researcher that someone's also set up a Get Chris Whitworth's pedo list back online as well. Right. OK, so if people want to have a look at what you say, and what are you saying? I haven't looked at the page myself because when I was looking earlier, it wasn't up. What's your actual come online, if you know what I mean, at the top of there?
OK, well, basically, what I'm doing is I'm monitoring all the people in this country that need to be monitored. That our government isn't doing enough now in this country to monitor these people. And I'm just doing my little bit to let people know who they are, where they are, and what they look like.
And do you think the British public are supporting you in this?
Oh, 100%.
OK.
There's not been many bad comments. I mean, let's just go into why paedophiles get in touch with the kids and how they do it, OK? It's a common fact, it's a common known fact, that nearly all paedophiles are known to the families before they actually commit the offence. Now, would you, as a parent, if you knew that the person living next door to you was a convicted sex offender, would you befriend him and let them...
No, I accept that.
Children?
But what if... Let me put another question to you, though. What if you find somebody is attacked as a result of the post that you've put up about them on Facebook? Would you not feel guilty then?
I don't condone any violence, and I've said that on all my groups. I don't condone any violence at all shown towards these people.
And do you feel that you are, in any way, shape, or form, ramping up the atmosphere?
No, I think I'm making people more aware of what the truth about paedophilism is in this country.
Okay, and you don't pass any comment then on there, do you?
No, not particularly, no. I kind of stay out of all the political side of it.
OK, Chris, if people want to look at your Facebook group, what's it called?
OK, you can link anywhere, any county in the country. If you're from Staffordshire, just type in Staffordshire, paedophiles named and shamed. OK,
so whichever county you fancy, that'll take you to them, will it? And if you want to go on the Facebook, you just put in your name, Chris Whitworth, yeah?
Yep.
OK, good talking to you, Chris. It'll be interesting to see how long Facebook leave you up there. Nice talking to you.
Lovely, thanks very much.
Thank you, my friend. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Chris Whitworth, he has set up the Facebook group. If you want to have a look at it, make your own decision. I personally think in the absence of a Sarah's law, we need something like this. But is this cyber vigilantism? Is this dangerous? 020 33 64 7000. I don't condone, obviously, in any way, shape or form, any kind of vigilantism which would lead to somebody getting hurt, even if they are a vile paedophile. Or do you feel people like Chris, ordinary decent people, are being driven to this by the lack of help from the government? 020 33 64 7000. Let's talk to Nigel in Doncaster. It says here that he's a registered sex offender. Good morning, Nigel.